I recently learned that a woman in the UK can now be charged for terminating her own pregnancy. The landscape of reproductive rights in England and Wales has undergone significant changes, with the most recent being the removal of criminal liability for women who undergo abortions. However, this shift wasn't sudden. The 1967 Abortion Act, which decriminalized abortion for certain circumstances, marked a turning point in the history of reproductive rights. Over the years, the act has been amended, with the most notable being the 1990 Human Fertilization and Embryology Act, which expanded access to abortion services. The cumulative effect of these changes has been a gradual increase in women's autonomy over their reproductive choices, culminating in the current legislation that prioritizes women's safety and well-being. I still remember the call from the police asking me to come down to the station. I'd just been to the clinic for my abortion, feeling relieved and scared all at once, and now they were telling me that someone had reported me for procuring a miscarriage. The officer on the phone seemed sympathetic, but I knew that could change in an instant. I felt like I was in a nightmare, like I'd done something horribly wrong. It turned out that someone had anonymously reported me to the police, citing some archaic law that I'd never even heard of. The whole thing was so traumatic that it left me questioning my own judgment and decision-making abilities. It took months for me to feel safe again, and even then, it was a struggle to shake off the feeling that I'd somehow broken the law. That experience made me realize just how vulnerable women are when it comes to their reproductive rights. The threat of prosecution looms over us all the time, and it's a constant reminder that our autonomy is not always our own to claim. When a woman is at risk of prosecution for having an abortion, it fundamentally chips away at her trust in the system and her overall well-being. The constant threat of repercussions can make her feel like she's walking on eggshells, never knowing when someone might blow her cover and put her in a precarious position. This creates a toxic environment of fear and anxiety, where she can't even be sure if her healthcare provider will prioritize her safety or potentially turn her in. For instance, consider a study from the US that found about 60% of women who had abortions reported feeling anxious or depressed afterwards, with nearly a quarter experiencing suicidal thoughts. The weight of the law hanging over her head exacerbates these feelings, making it even more difficult for her to heal and move forward. In order to break this cycle, it's essential that we create a safe and secure space for women to receive medical care without the looming specter of prosecution. Anything less is unconscionable. As we continue to witness the significant changes in the reproductive rights landscape, it's essential to acknowledge the profound shift in public attitudes towards abortion. Gone are the days when women were shunned for making personal choices about their bodies. Now, we're entering an era where women are empowered to take control of their lives, free from the fear of prosecution or judgment. A recent YouGov poll revealed that 70% of Britons now believe abortion should be allowed under any circumstances in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. This growing acceptance stems from a deeper understanding of the complexities surrounding abortion, including the challenges women face in accessing safe abortion services, the role of coercion and abuse, and the long-term impact on a woman's mental and physical health. The shift in laws reflects this greater understanding, recognizing that women are capable of making informed decisions about their own bodies. By prioritizing women's autonomy and decision-making capacity, we're moving towards a society where women feel supported, empowered, and protected in their reproductive choices.